On this channel, Million Dollars Made Easy, I love to run numbers for people. And what we do is look at what the S&P 500 has done for the last 100 years and figure it's not going to be much worse or much better than what's happening in the last 100 years. So we're going to run some numbers for an individual. This is an interesting request, and I don't know if I would be brave enough to do it, but he wanted me to run some backwards numbers. Here's what I mean by that. He said back in 2010, he had 75, let me make sure I get the numbers right here. 75,000. And he said he contributed 1,000 a month. And he went and wanted to see where he might be. Oh boy, this is going to be hard to take probably. 1,000 a month. He wanted to see where he might have been if he would have been invested in the S&P 500 with these kind of figures from 2010 on. Now, well, I'm just going to run the numbers, let them speak for themselves, because I know it might be kind of painful. Because here's why I'm saying that. Let's see. As you probably know, from 2010 on, look at the returns. Up 15, up 16, up 32. That was just plain an awesome decade. If you go up through 2023, even though we had a down 18 there, it came back last year up 26. So this was what was considered a really good decade. Now, if you wanted me to run the numbers from 2000 to, that decade, that wouldn't have looked good. And 1930s would not have looked good. 1980s and 90s and the 20 teens, wow. But enough speaking, let's just see where the numbers would be. I'm going to update this. I'm going to do it for every single year. Well, it's not even really why I even did that, because this is immaterial. He wants to see 2010. 2010 to 2020 to 2023. Let's see here. 2010. Okay. By the end of 2023, again, these numbers are always approximate, but he would have had 800, if I'm seeing this right, $841,000. I don't know if that's what he wanted wanted to really find out. Because 75,000 and 1,000 a month, wow, he'd be 841,000 by now. But I just want to show you the difference a decade can make. If you did that in 20, remember we're looking at this number right here. After 14 years, 841. If you did that in the year 2000, got the same kind of returns, you'd have half of that, 418,000. If we did that in let's see some other years, 1924 to 14 years, you have 396. It all depends on what the decade's doing. I want to check one other one here. Let's see if we went through the 73, 74 decade, because that was kind of a down. Wasn't too bad. It just had 2 down years here. After 14 years, 624,000. 1971, again 624, 72, 746. So really, it wasn't too bad. 795, even though we had these 2 down years. Right here, it's really the 1930s and the 2000s that really knocked the market down, because when you start having more than 2 down years in a row, or even 2 down years in a row, that can really knock you down. But in 1970s, it didn't do too bad. But here you got 3 down years, and then you had this huge down 37, and you also had this one, which is just devastating, 1929. But he wanted me to run the numbers for him, just kind of looking back where he might have been if he had done that, and he may be pinching himself. I don't know if that's why he wanted me to run it, just for whatever. But again, here's his numbers: 75,000, 1,000 a month. At the end of last year, just a couple months ago, he would have been up to $841,855. Again, this is approximate. Anyway, I love to run numbers for people. He just asked me to run these, so I did that. Please consider subscribing. I'd love to get my subscriber base up to 1,000, and you can help me do that. But I really want to just help you by running numbers for you and just showing with the S&P 500. We believe it's not going to be any worse or any better than what it's done in the last 100 years. And want to run numbers for you. So share this with your friends, and just continue watching. And thanks for watching.